I am preparing to build the legendary Mahishmati Palace at an incredible multi-million block scale in survival Minecraft. And I have a plan. I split the entire project into three phases. Phase 1, where I set myself up in a brand new Minecraft survival world and build the best early game farms in the game. Phase 2, where I collect the millions of items I need to build the palace by building even more farms. Phase 3 is the building phase in which I'll build the palace. The design of the palace is not finished yet, so watch till the end for a glimpse of where I am at so far. Till then, let's start phase 1. The very first thing I did after joining the game was use the mini HUD mod to detect the spawn chunks of this world because I want to immediately start working on the ENXO4 iron farm. Making this iron farm at the spawn chunks would mean no matter how far away I am from it, it would keep collecting iron for me, so I would not have to go down in caves to mine iron for the early game tools and armor I needed. Once I had enough resources to build a farm, I immediately started building it. This iron farm produces around 360 iron ingots per hour, which for an early game farm is very good. And considering I was able to make it in like 2 in-game days, it was incredible. Let's have a peek at the nether. Let's see what's the nether is like. Alright, I've seen YouTubers and speedrunners make nether portals. I have personally never built one like that, so I've already messed up. I got completely ruined the lava pool, but hey, the nether portal is done at least. I don't have flint though. I need to go find... oh, there should be some gravel in the little river. Yeah, there it is. Alright, gentlemen, let's go. Careful, my lord. Careful. Gotta stay careful here. Ooh, okay. Nether is not safe. Nether is not safe. Is that like a... oh, there's a basalt delta there, so I guess not that way. I guess I can mine some gold maybe? I don't know. Get damage there, huh? What? That's weird. Alright, buddy.
Huh?
Holy sh...
Huh.
You are kidding me right now. You are this is just a random villager.
Huh.
This is a... huh?
Huh.
What the hell? What the
Huh.
hell? Okay, sure. Sure. Alright. Okay. That was kind of crazy. So after that little surprise, I went to a nearby savanna biome and brought two armadillos from the savanna biome to the spawn base to use them in EXP farm, in infestation EXP farm. After which I went to nearby caves to mine out some diamond for diamond tools. My initial plan was to use villagers, but that would have taken way too long, so I just ended up doing some mining anyways, and here we are. Right, so right after making the diamond farm, I decided to make a very small bamboo and sugarcane farm in these spawn chunks using the limited amount of resources I had and just went to bed. The very next day, I started working on a villager breeder so I can have infinite villagers and I can make a trading hall. From the trading hall, I wanted to get the most important enchantments such as Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 5 and things like that. Once the villager trading hall was initially set up, I had a couple of villagers ready. I went to the nether to get some blaze rods so I can make weakness potions, and this happened. Oh ho 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 ho. Okay. Please, 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 please. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy crap! Okay, I survived somehow. Alright, so after that nether adventure, I have came back to the trading hall, spawn chunks, and I made a small netherite farm here, set up a small enchanting station over here, and finished the XP farm. Well, not finished, there are only 3 armadillos in there right now. The rest are all next to that white house over there, so I'm gonna move them from that place to this place soon. But meanwhile, I spent a lot of time after that cycling through trades, and we have a lot of nice trades now. Of course, we had this mending villager, which I actually zombified and cured to get the 1 emerald trade, and it's just so cool now. Uh, then, of course, we got the efficiency 5 villager, we have the fortune 3 villager, we have a looting 3 villager, we have a silk touch villager, we have a sharpness 4 villager. I was going for sharpness 5, but I got sharpness 5 first, and I was like, whatever. And this is a new villager which I'm going to cycle through for the new letter trades now. So what I'm gonna do now is, since I've gotten all the basic traits I need and already set up a really good, I mean, I guess it doesn't have sharpness yet, but it's a decent sword, looting 3, mending, and good tools as well. I'm gonna go to the closest witch hut and make a witch farm. Once that witch farm is gonna finished, I'm just gonna go AFK overnight, and tomorrow we'll come back and try and kill the ender dragon. So let's get right into it. So I did just that. This witch farm I'm making is a very simple basic tripwire detection based design. There's nothing special about it. It's very slow, but it's very good for an early game farm. Right next to it though, I'm making a witch farm storage system which has auto sorting and auto crafting. I found this on the TMC catalog Discord server. I highly recommend you guys joining in if you are interested in technical Minecraft farms and builds. Alright, so the collection system and the witch farm is complete along with the AFK session, and I've also made the collection system. I got this from TMC catalog. This is not my design, and it's already started working. We're getting a bunch of stuff already. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna go on top of the AFK spot and AFK overnight and go to bed. It's really late at night. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is day 3. I have come back after the overnight AFK session, and I'm about to find out how many resources we got from the AFK session. The witch farm has been running the whole night, so I'm really excited to know how much redstone we have, because that will basically determine what I'm gonna do for the whole day of today. Our plan for today is to get an Elytra, kill the ender dragon, and then if all of that goes well, I'll start working on some more basic farms. For example, a cobblestone farm. A cobblestone farm is gonna help me get all of the materials I need for the redstone, other redstone stuff like pistons, observers, blah blah blah. First of all, let's check out how much stuff we got from the overnight AFK session. So let's see how that went. Okay. Alright. Whoa. Alright. Okay. Dude, I spent like an hour and a half yesterday getting a stack of spider eyes, and just look at how much I have now. And a whole bunch of gunpowder as well. This is not even a fast design. This is just a simple, this is like the simplest witch farm design you could possibly have. And one night of AFKing overnight gives me this much gunpowder and this much redstone. It's insane. Also sugar, which I don't care about, but sure. Anyways, while I was AFK overnight, the iron farm and the bamboo and sugarcane farm were also working. So I'm curious if we got a lot of iron as well. Of course, before I went to bed last night, I also made a auto crafting system for the iron farm. So all of the iron gets converted into iron blocks. Well, the iron is being produced, so that's good news. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a pretty substantial amount of iron. Especially from this tiny thing, like look at how small this iron farm is. There's like 3 villagers and 1 zombie. That's a lot of iron. So yeah, that was worth it. What about this though? I'm curious about this. See, now that's weird, right? Oh, logging out gets rid of the ender pearl. Okay, so what happened here was that I had made an ender pearl stasis chamber in the same chunk as the sugarcane and bamboo farm. So I thought if I go overnight AFK, I would get a bunch of bamboo and sugarcane. Unfortunately, I logged out in the nether dimension at some point, which got rid of the ender pearl. Unfortunate, nothing I can do about it. Anyways, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a stronghold and go and kill the ender dragon and try and obtain an elytra. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I found the end portal. I have made a portal linking to the nether roof so I can come back here easily. I brought some sugarcane, I brought some gunpowders, I brought some rock, I made a powerful infinity bow. I, I have an arrow, some wood. I am ready to kill the ender dragon, but I forgot to bring a bed, so I'm gonna have to go back to the spawn base to get a bed because I'm stupid. Alright, I'm back. I brought the bed with me and I also brought a card pumpkin because I don't wanna die to Enderman. I'm gonna go ahead and just equip the resource pack which gets rid of this whole thing because I just hate it. Alright, now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go straight in. Are you guys ready? And I'm gonna load the chunk with this. Let's go! Oh, ha ha ha! That was so scary for no reason. One more shot, come on. I'm missing so many shots. There we go. Finally, it took way too long. It did not have to take nearly as long as it did. Beautiful. Let me turn on shaders for this. Shaders disabled. Oh no. I don't have any shaders. 58 levels. Alright, so I just went through the tent gateway and found an NCT right away. But, look at that thing. Look at how tiny that is. That is like the smallest NCT I have ever seen in my entire life. I have never seen an NCT smaller than that. Ever. And I've been playing this game for years. I didn't even know they could get that small. So yeah, this is gonna be a struggle. I'm gonna have to go around finding and cities. Once I find an Elytra, it's gonna be smooth sailing from there at least. So yeah, see you guys around. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Elytra now. Boom. Now I can fly. Alright, so after I got the Elytra, it was smooth sailing from there. As I said before, I went around the end dimension looting other entities and got around 5 more spare Elytras. And after that, went back to the spawn base. Alright, another quick update here. I'm starting work on the cobblestone farm near the witch hut at the... But I'm now gonna start calling the mini industrial district. I'm calling it the mini industrial district because this is not gonna be the final rendition of my industrial district in the forever world. Like, this is just way too small. I have made much bigger industrial districts in the past. You guys just wait. So as of now, I'm going to make a large scale bamboo and sugarcane farm right here.
and I'm gonna get start working on it right now. I already have all of the cobblestone I need. I brought it from the witch hut to here, right here, and quartz and also redstone and iron. So all of the materials I really need, I've already collected. All I need to do is build it.
So I made an incredibly basic bamboo and sugarcane farm with an automatic autocrafter collection system. Then I made an ENXO4 gold farm. This farm is incredibly early game friendly and produces a lot of gold. I also made a collection system which can autocraft all the golden nuggets into gold blocks and sort all the items for me. It's great. Now, I don't have a regeneration beacon yet, so AFKing on this farm is kinda tough. I would just occasionally come back to eat golden carrot every now and then so I could prevent myself from starving to death. But I managed to do this for around 6 hours or so while I was studying, and here are the results.
Just to look at all that gold. The plan for today initially was to make a bone meal farm. The problem is that the bone meal farm I was planning to make produces a casual 54,000 bone meal per hour. Now you might be thinking, Mino, that's insane, that's incredible, why is that a problem? Well, how am I gonna store all that? That's the problem. I need a way to store all of that bamboo. And when we are dealing with tens of thousands of items, and right now 50,000 of items plus, a chest system does not work. Even converting that bone meal into bone blocks won't work. I need shulker boxes. And as of right now, I have a grand total of like 20 shulker boxes to my name. These two plus some shells in this box. So what I'm gonna do now is make a shulker farm. So after the overall part of the Shulker farm was done, I spent hours looking for an end city which is close to an end gateway and transported a Shulker from the end gateway towards the spawn platform. Now this was the part where I struggled with. The Shulker would just keep hitting me again and again even though I had invisibility and was wearing no armor. So transporting it from the spawn platform to the bedrock thing in the middle was a pain, but once that was done, I had pre-set up a railway network from spawn to the shulker farm. So transporting the shulker from the spawn to the shulker farm was relatively easy. It did keep hitting me again and again over here as well, but all things considered, it wasn't that bad. I put the shulker inside the shulker farm, and the farm started working perfectly fine after that. So now we have infinite shulker boxes. There we go. I did an overnight AFK session at the Shulker farm. As you can see, the day count is now at 197. It's episode 1 and we are already at 197. The Shulker farm is working very well. As soon as I get rid of this floating effect, I'll show you how many Shulker shells I got. Ah, ah, ah. Ha 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 ha. Oh yeah. Day 200 and we have basically infinite shulker boxes. Life is good, ladies and gentlemen. Life is good. Alright. That's nice. The next step or the next thing we are gonna do is we're gonna make a slime farm today. I need a lot of slime for the final farm which I'm going to build in this episode, which would be a giant bone meal farm. Now I know what you're thinking. Maya, why do you need a giant bone meal farm? Why don't you just go and kill some skeletons? Well, you see, the project I am Mahishmati, or the project I'm trying to build, requires a whole lot of jungle logs and a whole lot of dirt. Normally, in this scenario, any normal person or any sane person will go find a jungle biome, which is actually nearby, to be fair. I have already found a jungle biome. It's somewhere in there. There it is. Normally, a normal person would go to this jungle biome and decimate the entire biome and cut down all of the trees for the project. Except here's the problem. I don't need 1,000 logs. I don't need 10,000 logs. I don't even need 100,000 logs. I need 500,000 logs. I need 500,000 jungle logs. There is no way I'm mining all of that by hand. The only practical way I can think of getting that many logs is making a very efficient tree farm. The problem is that efficient tree farms require a lot of bone meal. Like the one I'm planning to make is called PUTF-2 and it requires 44,000 bone meal per hour. And I'm gonna have to AFK on it like at least 2 or 3 nights. I don't know, maybe more. So I'm gonna need millions of bone meals. That's why I got the shulker farm ready. Because to store all of that many items, it would have been impossible to do so without a shulker farm.
So I started working on the slime farm. Although I messed up a little, I built the whole thing like 10 blocks too high, so I had to take it down and rebuild it 10 blocks below and clear out some more area around it. After which I spawned in a couple of iron golems, made 3 spawning platforms, lighted up with glow icon and made a roof on top of it. After that, I AFK'd on the slime farm for a couple of hours and well, here are the results.
The farm should not be working now because it's daytime, but I'm still getting slimes. Anyways, it is incredibly productive. So that's good. I have an inventory full here as well. The next step in the process is making a bee farm, and to make a bee farm, I'm going to need to get a lot of beehives. Fortunately, I know the best places to get beehives. It's meadow biomes and cherry grove biomes.
So I went to all the nearby cherry grove biomes and collected as many beehives as I could. I needed a total of 64 beehives. It didn't really matter if they weren't full because I was planning on breeding the bees and filling them up that way. This process took me around 45 minutes ish, maybe an hour or so. Once I had collected all of the beehives I needed, I started crafting up all of the other resources I needed to build the farm, a bunch of dispensers, repeaters, walls, things like that. And once all of those resources were collected, I could finally start breeding the bees and then building the farm. The bee breeding process took a long time because I had never done bee breeding before, so I had no idea how to properly do it. But in the end, I was able to get all the beehives I needed and finish the bee farm on the nether side of the chunk loader. Alright, so the bee farm is done. I went AFK for a couple of hours while I had dinner, so let's find out together how much honey this farm made in a couple of hours. Okay, that is a significant amount. I only needed 48, so I'll take 48 and just leave. Thank you. Of course, I made this inside the chunk loader, in the 3x3 chunk loader, so this will be on all the time. No matter what I'm doing, I'll always be getting honey in the background. I hope that storage is adequate for now. I'll potentially put a shulker box loader in there when I have enough wood to make chests with. The bone meal farm I'm planning to build is designed by Kronos. I actually don't 100% remember. It's on the screen now. It's a tileable, lag efficient design. Per module, it produces 2000 bone meal per hour, which is already pretty good.
I'm gonna make 16 of them, which would be 32,000 bone meal per hour. I'm gonna upgrade it in the future to 128,000 bone meal per hour. Right now, 32k is gonna be enough, so we're just gonna go ahead with that. So I started the tedious process of collecting all the resources I needed to build the bone meal farm. The first thing I needed was a lot of moss. The farm needs a lot of non-sticky blocks, and moss is the easiest to find non-sticky block in the game basically. And I needed 10 stacks of it, so I went to a nearby lush cave and mined around 10 stacks of moss blocks, after which I came back to the spawn base and started working on crafting up all of the other resources I needed to build the farm. Pistons, observers, comparators, repeaters, and other redstone components. I needed iron doors and things like that. I ran out of wood at this point and I had to chop down a bunch of trees nearby to get wood for this project. And after all of this was done, I got sidetracked. I'm gonna kill a wither. Let's go. Yep. Happens time to time. Every now and then I just get distracted and go on a completely different side quest. Fortunately, this side quest was actually very beneficial to me. I definitely needed a beacon. So I went to a nearby fortress and killed wither skeletons for 30 to 35 minutes, 40 minutes until I found the 3 skulls I needed. There we go, we got a 3rd skull. That was relatively easy. Then of course I went to this bedrock thing in the end, killed the wither, went to the iron farm at spawn, collected all the iron blocks I needed and made the beacon right next to the chunk loader at spawn. Of course I had to mess up a couple of times because it's been a while since I made a beacon pyramid. There we go. Beaconator, bring home the beacon. So after that little distraction, I went back to the witch hut and continued building the bone meal farm. This bone meal farm is going to be upgraded in the later video, or well, in the next episode probably, because 32k per hour is just not gonna be fast enough for me. The very next day, I decided to make a playerless azalea tree farm to sort out my wood shortage. This farm is completely unload proof and playerless. I can use it by just having a chunk loader active near it and it just produces blocks for me. Alright, so the next thing I'm planning to do is I'm going to make a furnace array. All this time I've been using bamboo planks from the bamboo farm and using this line of furnaces to smelt all the items for me. I think it's time for an upgrade, so I'm going to make a 50 furnace smelting array which has a carpet duper for a fuel supply. I found this design on TMC catalog and it's designed by a person named Sam Dot. I think this smelter is going to serve me very well until I inevitably make one which has 1,000 furnaces or something. But till then, this is gonna do. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with episode 1. We have made significant progress with phase 1. I'm not done yet. I still need to make some more farms in phase 1. For example, a wither skeleton farm to solidify my supply of beacons. But that's gonna be it for now. Although here is a glimpse of the design progress I have made so far of the Mahishmati Palace as promised in the intro.